2024 has some really goddamn good albums. It's safe to say for a lot of people, including me, that this was just such a great year for music, and it reflects in how just difficult it was to pick. I managed to narrow it down to 30 plus honourable mentions because I just love listening to all these albums and just so much music. This year has been probably the biggest year in terms of discovering new music. I listened to so many different new artists and albums, some I would have never heard of about like a year or a bit ago, which is insane. There are many good albums on this list and it's really hard ranking them. Well, here are some honourable mentions. When I mean some, I mean a lot. GNX by Kendrick Lamar. This is Kendrick's world and we're all living in it. This album is very good. I just haven't listened to it as much to put it on the list, but shout out to Squabble Up and Luther and TV Off. Every time TV Off comes on, I just scream mustard. It's so good. Megan Act 2 by Megan Thee Stallion. Megan dropped 2 amazing albums this year with great collabs and I enjoyed every second of it. Megan's variety and range is really underrated. She can hop into any track of any genre and beat and understand it, and she makes it sound so good. Bigger in Texas, Fell in Love, and of course Never Play are standouts for me. This is How Tomorrow Moves. Bieber Doobie, which I'm so proud I got that name right when I said it, has always been an artist who I've been meaning to listen to for a long time, and clearly I finally did, as their latest album is really good. I was surprised to hear how rock heavy this was, with the electric guitar and bass and drums piercing, and then having more lighter and whimsical tracks to complete a picture by the end. Favourites include One Time, Real Man, and This Is How It Went. Charm by Clyro. This is not Clyro shade. In fact, I'm so happy I finally discovered Clyro. I mean, I have listened to her songs before. I love Sophia, but Sophia's also her most popular track, I think. I don't know, but I listen to Sophia and I really like that as well. Charm is such a delightful listen. Sometimes I just really need like a nice chill and mellow sounding album to vibe and relax with, and Charm was that album for me this year. Favourites being Sexy to Someone, Add Up My Love, and Pier 4. Sanctuary by TXT. I'm calling it Sanctuary. I can never remember the full name because it's like this hyphen something else colon this, which is great. I just can't remember them. A pretty good TXT mini album. I think this has some of the best vocal performances by the members. There are a lot of variety and they get to show off their vocal range as well. TXT can do really good high notes and they use the higher register and the lower registers of the members to blend them really well. My favourites are 41 Winks, Resist, and Heaven. Gold by ITZY. Very good, mainly because Leah is back. Gold is such a fun song, but it is kind of overshadowed by how good the rest of the album is. The songs just feel so clean and production is so crisp, and it really feels like the album really understood each of the girls' voices and just felt like a level up in terms of B-sides as well. My favourites include Imaginary Friends, Supernatural, and Vey. Metamorphic, Stacey. I'm surprised it took Stacey this long to release a full album, but thankfully it was really good. This album is very cohesive, but also has the great variety that Stacey always showcases with their work. I love the subunit songs on this album as well, and how it explores romantic relationships and friendships, favourites being One Thing, Flexing on My Ex, and Beauty Bomb. Wish You Hell by Wentley. Vocal Master of the Generation finally had a second mini album, and oh my god, I love the R&B and soul influence on this one, and the mix of pop music as well. It just created such a fun and romantic vibe. It seems that Wish You Hell was Wendy killing off her old self, and the rest of the album is allowing her to have fun and fall in love again. It's such a good mini album. My favourites include Vermilion, Car Isn't Yours, and Queen of the Party. With Youth twice. Being a Once is such a blessing. You just get good music, guys. It's too good. And With Youth is another great Twice mini album. I love the drum and bass influence and electronic feeling as well. It feels very summery with the warm vocal tones and colour tones, and the concept of the album, it just fits all together so well. Favourites include Rush, Nunu, and Bloom. And finally, Minisode 3 by TXT. It does feel weird not having a TXT album this year in the main countdown, and I was kind of like, is there anything wrong with me? What's going on? And they are good. There happen to be so many good albums this year that I just happen to miss out. This mini album is still really good, as said, and continues TXT's great streak of just making great music. I love the bouncy and funky sounds in this album, playing around with different structures and genres to create unique sound. TXT is just really cool, and I can't wait to see even more soon, please. I love TXT. Favourites include I'll See You There Tomorrow, Miracle, Quarter Life Crisis, and I'm going to just put Deja Vu in there. It's just so good. The vocals on this album, it's so good. Okay, enough of this honourable mention club. Let's get into the real good albums that made the top 30 list. This will be fun. Grab a snack and a drink, i.e. doth yap. What can I say? Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii. Honestly, thank God I took ages to create this album video instead of uploading it in December and January like normal people do, because in that time I discovered Doechii like a lot of people did and also listened to this amazing album. Doechii is an unstoppable talent who just oozes so much charisma and charm and has this amazing like bite and power when it comes to her rapping and performance. This album reflects it so well, showing off a brilliant, clever wordplay lyrics mixed with fun beats. I love Doechii's vocal performance so much, both rapping and vocals. You just have like a massive variety of genres on this album. Songs like Boiled Peanuts and Nissan Ultima is always very good. Denali is a River is obviously one of the standouts of this album. It's absolutely amazing. It kind of like became quite iconic as well. And Fireflies, as well as Bloom, Hide and Seek, just to name off a few of my favourites on this album. Amazing. I can't wait to see what Doechii does next. She is an absolute star in the making. It still feels like only yesterday that Face came out already, but already Jimin is back with another mini album aptly titled Muse. In his album beforehand, Jimin learned how to break through his struggles, acknowledge them and heal himself. Muse is about fully loving himself, his identity, learning and yearning for romantic love. Rebirth is an epiphany of positive emotions and sets the tone for the album. The interlude in second place again follows a continuing theme from Face. It's like an extended intro that continued the vibe of Rebirth and sets up and slides beautifully into Smeraldo Garden Marching Band. Jimin's albums always have amazing transitions that make the listening experience so much more special. Smeraldo Garden Marching Band, slow dance and B minor fun pop songs with a little bit of summer smoothness and spiciness. Smeraldo Garden Marching Band, I just kind of love the massive theatricalness of it. The marching band idea is always great and it just seems like a massive bloom of fun emotions, which is amazing following on from Rebirth as well. Slow Dance is a fun track, could have probably picked a better feature, but hey, it's Jimin's grace on it at least. And Be Mine is such like a fun Latin influenced song as well. I love the flair of it and how it works so well on this album. I love Jimin's voice so much on this album as normal. He has such a beautiful soft tone that he relies on as well. It's really hard following up Face, which is one of my favourite albums of last year or 2023, and that's fine, but it's a great continuation from the album, a great next step with Jimin as well. I love the concept as well, with Jimin personifying rockstar musician, something Black Parade, marching band, joke, G-note, hello. It was such a fun release. I'm so glad Jimin got to do it. I wish obviously he was actually there when it released, but I'm so glad that he still made this for us even when he was away. Look, I know that this is a deluxe album, but SZA put so many new songs on this album that the new songs itself, Lana, just all count as a new album for me. This is R&B perfection. SZA's heavenly voice and great storytelling melds these worlds of fantasy and romance together so well. I also love the acoustic and almost like lo-fi sounding parts. The lyrics are like so personal, and where SZA's great storytelling comes in as it's like a personal diary, the way she writes her lyrics. Favourites being 30 for 30 with Kendrick, Scorsese Baby Daddy, Love Me For Me, and Kitchen. This album's been such a great listen and to chill out to, but also absorb the great music production and lyricism as well. I'm so glad it came out last year. I don't know if this is a hot take, but MX are probably the most exciting K-pop group to me currently when it comes to their music. They are already standing out and do something so different due to their MX pop concept, and oh my god, in 2024 did they just refine and perfect it so well. Stick Out is their second album in their FE304 trilogy, and this one feels more sentimental this time but still carries the grit and tenacity of the usual style. Overall, such a good mini album from MX that proves again how immaculate their discography is. I should really make a video on them one day because it's insane how amazing they are. Okay, I know I'm not supposed to talk about film soundtracks or just like I rarely talk about film albums, orchestral soundtracks, whatever, I don't care. And I also know this album is also just compromise of already released songs, you know, none of these songs are new, but I just cannot ignore the fact that this recording of the Wicked soundtrack, the cast and how all the differences and how they put their own spin on these songs are just amazing, and I just cannot ignore it. I think one of the best parts of the Wicked film was just how amazing the performances were and how amazing the song sequences were as well. I feel like people know why it's good. I mean, both Cynthia and Ari's performance was phenomenal and the supporting cast did so well. Jonathan Bailey in Dancing Through Life is amazing and I need to see that man everywhere. Popular and Defying Gravity, I mean, do I need to say why they're so good? No One Wants a Wicked, The Wizard and I. There's just so many I could talk about of how amazing these songs are to listen to. They just make so many good choices as well. It really did justice to musical and I'm so glad. I think everybody knows that, which is really good. First of all, source music, please give them longer songs. Some of these songs are amazing, and luckily the shortness of it doesn't affect them too much, but sometimes I am wishing for them to be longer so I can have more. Second of all, the Seraphim is so fucking back. I mean, they never really left, but there's something in the air about Crazy, something electrifying that you can say that just made this album so intriguing to me. I think the album holds so much confidence, which the Seraphim embodies so well. It's probably also their weirdest concept so far, and that is reflected in the music, and yet we get a great mix of fun electronic music, confidence, weirdness, and a slight edge as well. 1-800 Hot and Fun and how do I say it, Perio, I don't know how to say it, but it's that one, are amazing additions to the Seraphim's discography and have an amazing fiery confidence that the Seraphim just own so well. Crazy obviously is an amazing song that I've talked about in the comeback video. I just love it so much. I love how weird it is, but I love how catchy it is as well. The dancing, all the girls are girling, it just kind of hits every mark in the right place that I love, and it's just such a good mini album. I'm in awe of Hobie every time he releases a new project, and Hope on the Street is no exception. It's a love letter to dance, his experience of dancing, and his dance shoot, which is why it's aptly named Hope on the Street. The song itself, obviously we have Hope on the Street, but his solo verse right now, which is great. We have What If, the extended mix, which just kind of adds more to this kind of Harry song that's about asking questions about existence and morality and yourself and identity, which just brings on a full existential crisis. Neuron, which is an amazing title track, so much hope, so much life. I'm recording this right now when Hobie's on tour, and seeing all the performances of him on tour has really made me have a lot more appreciation for the song, because it's supposed to be seen with performance, it's supposed to be seen with a visual style, and it's so good. I Wonder Where Jungkook is obviously amazing. His voice fits so well with this airy, light, dreaming vibes, obviously kind of paving the way for stuff like Sweet Dreams and even Mona Lisa later on. And it's a nice track to talk about love and wanting and wishing things as well. I Don't Know with Yeonjun of Le Seraphim, amazing, beautiful. Her voice fits so well on this track. And then of course you have Lock and Lock, which is an amazing funky song, which again, if you've seen Hobie and his dance crew performance on tour, since Hobie started going on tour, I've had a lot more appreciation for these songs, because hearing people sing along to them and seeing Hobie perform to them, you really understand like what their message is and what they mean to Hobie, and I think that's helped so much. It seems like, I think it's been over almost like 6 months since he's been back, so he's gone really quickly, and I'm so glad he's back, and he's done so well for himself. These are basically just new songs by Hosea on the deluxe edition, but again, there's enough that counts as a full album, so I'm going to include that. All these songs are of the same high quality as featured on Unreal Unknown. It has powerful anthems, mellow ballads, unrivaled lyricism and storytelling. Too Sweet was the first one released with Wildflower and Barley, Empire Now and Farewell included in that EP. Too Sweet obviously has become a massive hit for good reason. It's dark, it's rich, it's beautiful. Wildflower and Barley is just a beautiful mellow ballad that has beautiful vocals from Alison Russell as well. it's just such a beautiful song for spring as well when it came out. Empire Now is that powerful Hosea song we get every now and then. It is amazing. His vocals carry so much, and it just feels heavy, and it feels like you've got something weighing down, and then it comes up to feel light and airy again. It's such a fun song to listen to. And then Farewell feels quite fun. It feels quite cheeky. It's like a nice, again, this has such a good spring vibe to it. And then if you look at the other EP that was released, I think in July, which is funny because there's a song called July on it, which is a beautiful addition. I think it sometimes plays on July and then kind of like, do you lie or did you lie because you said you lie. It's clever. July's beautiful. Nobody Soldier, again, powerful, amazing music video, kind of basically how wars happen and how conflict happens, how a lot of the time people just continue because they make money off of it or make excuses for stuff like genocide and colonization, and how what many powerful governments in this world still support it. That You Are also just ties up the second EP really well. And then on this rest of the album, you have Swan Up and Later, Hymn to Vigil and Through Me the Flood. Beautiful, beautiful songs. Like, it's insane how you can continue the rest of this album, which was one of my favourites of 2023, and still add high quality, amazing songs that fit in so well, but also continue a different story and start that off. I really recommend to listen to it. It's beautiful. I love these songs. They brought me so much comfort and space that I just needed, and Hosea is just really in his own league. This may be recency bias because I only started listening to this album in December, but my god, Fontaine's DC is like now one of my new favourite bands. I love how they treat their music and their message. I love how their music sounds and how it all works together as well. The lead vocals are so expressive and work so well with the production, and the whole album is just full of this amazing work that is addictive to listen to. This album feels nostalgic. It has anger and empathy and remorse, and it feels complicated but also has a good understanding for what it's trying to say and its sense of self. I really wish I had a great skill at saying why an album was good, because that's how I feel about all these albums. They're all so good and I wish I could talk about them in depth, but this is such an amazing album. I'd say my favourites right now probably being Starburster, In the Modern World, and Favourite. Favourite is just such a beautiful song as well. Please go listen to this, it's amazing. Big Ideas by Remy Wolf is just such a damn good time, fun throughout. I love hearing women singing freely about whatever they want, just having fun and weird concepts and just being so expressive with their autonomy and liberation and just having just a fun time. This has just such great and fun production as well, reflecting the amount of queer and confident energy Remy puts in her performance. It just makes you want to dance around and then sit and absorb every single vocal run and lyric. I just love how much joy this album has, and I just love Remy's style of how she sings and performs, and it just makes me so excited. My favourite songs from this album I'd say right now are Cinderella, Soup and Toro. Again, go listen to this album right now, it's so good. Finally, after probably almost 4 years since their debut, aespa finally got their first full album in 2024. I love the concept of the whole album, it being End of the World and obviously Armageddon, finishing everyone or taking over. It has an old sci-fi horror film references, and especially with stuff like the crop circle and the whole futuristic metallic vibe as well. It just makes so much sense and works so well. So, how was it? It was really good. It has some really good quintessential aespa songs with a rough electronic and intense pop sound, as well as experimenting with lighter sounds akin to the sounds on the Spicy album as well. I do think they have stronger mini albums like we'll find later in this list, but I do like the variety of songs on this album as well. Strong hits like Mine set the tone, and Licorice had this gritty electronic sound aespa is known for, especially in their darker concepts, and are fitting after the titans that are Supernova and Armageddon. Licorice seeps into the lighter fun sound, which links the next part of the album, which has the summery, more girly pop songs like Bahamas and Long Chat. Fun songs that delve into aespa's playful side. Bahama and Better Things are sisters, by the way. And then the album ends with 3 memorable and heartfelt songs: Prologue, Live My Life and Melody. The pop rock jam Live My Life is my favourite out of those 3. They're all so good, but they all just meld together well. This album is just like a good 3-stage part of the different areas of aespa, and it does a great job representing that. The songs Armageddon and Supernova really do the heavy lifting concept wise and are the stars of the album, but I think it's also just a really enjoyable album overall and a pretty good start for aespa. IVE are such a unique group to me. They have an elegant allure that they fashioned in their first 1 to 2 years as a group, and since Baddie it feels like they've been able to experiment successfully with other sounds and concepts because they've added their own IVE flair to it, so it just feels unique to them, and the Switch album keeps adding to their pile of great work. The mini album flies by with turns in the dreamy youth synths, powerful drum and bass, Afrobeat with reset, and keeping their bright and charming vibe. I love how Hey starts the album. It's the most powerful song on the album and it really grabs your attention, and it's Ascendio's job to keep it going, and boy does it. Ascendio is hypnotising and addictive and just keeps getting better with each listen. Blue Heart, Ice Queen and Wow, all subtle but fun songs that lean into more an electronic dance sound for IVE, with the Afrobeat track Reset closing the great mini album. It was released on the cusp of summer and fits right into the late spring aura as well. It's an album that's also aged really well throughout the year, and in a very strong year for music it did hold its own, and it's just a very good outing for IVE again. It's easy for a Red Velvet solo mini album to get on here. I love it how it goes for that flowery and whimsical theme as the album's title kind of suggests. The album has a cohesive sound with light and magical synths, warm melodies and a bite in Irene's cool performance that keeps you intrigued. An 8-track mini album is always a treat, and I'm so glad we got so many great songs on here. Like a Flower is the most energetic. I love its dancehall inspired beat. It's fun, it's bright, it's supposed to be opening up and feeling confident about yourself, and Like a Flower, Blooming Up, knowing yourself so well is incredibly important, and I think it sets the vibe for the album so well. Summer Rain is a subtle synth song. It has that lo-fi in the evening kind of feel where you just kind of want to curl up and read a book or just listen to nature outside and just be one with yourself for a second, and it just has that beautiful relaxing theme as well. Calling Me Back is a sultry sensual kind of velvet side. Strawberry Silhouette is a whimsical masterpiece that traps you in another world, and Irene's graceful voice and attitude just brings you in right away. Start Line is such a nostalgic and full of love. It's got that kind of early 2010s pop rock to it, and I love how it's just a little, so it's not too much, so it fits in the rest of the album, but it has that perfect nostalgic memorable feeling to it. Winter Wish is kind of perfect as this was released in November, and it has that Christmassy vibe to it, so it's perfect for that season as well. And also the inclusion of Kaching and I Feel Pretty, songs that Irene has previously performed, are really good. Kaching is just fun. It's just got that theatric to it that you get a lot from Red Velvet's Red Side, and Irene does so well as well. I Feel Pretty is just beautiful. Irene, as we know, is the original visual, and I Feel Pretty is orchestral serenade to your own self, which is so important. This album is a celebration of identity and understanding of oneself. It has a confidence, and Irene just comes onto this album knowing herself and her talents through and through. She allows herself to be vulnerable and real, looking back on the past to see how far she has come, but also celebrating everything that has happened and where she is now. Like a Flower allows us to see the paradise that is loving and understanding yourself, and I'm glad Irene shared that with us. Glass Animals has been one of my favourite bands for a while now, ever since I started listening to them in 2020. Their album Dreamland was one of my favourite albums of that year, so of course I was excited when they finally released their next album. This does continue their experimenty, dreamy synth-like sound from Dreamland, but continues it in quite a natural way. You can feel the evolution and shows how they kind of also lean into a lot more kind of like darker alternate rock as well. The album also talks a lot about love from both the inside and outside of a relationship, looking in on the troubles of love and how it can fall apart, and the challenges people face in and out of relationship. You have Show Pony, which is a warm and almost pitiful opening from the perspective of an outside looking into a broken relationship. What the Hell Is Happening and Creatures in Heaven are great songs as well that spear into the album, really going with those thick synth tracks as well as going for powerful performances. Has the same lucid feel that Glass Animals are known for, and centers the speaker themselves in the song rather than looking at the others. Wonderful Nothing goes into a darker spell. Same with Creatures in Heaven as well, kind of looking at what we are as a relationship with the other person. Creatures in Heaven, Wonderful Nothing goes into a darker spell and into the title track that is A Tear in Space, Airlock, which it feels so lonely. It really grasps at the idea of loneliness. You know the phrase, in space no one can hear you scream, a single lonely tear in space. Airlock, not hearing that, you can just imagine that loneliness of just like being sad and crying but no one ever hearing you or knowing that. I Can't Make You Fall in Love Again is my favourite track on the album, full of emotion carried by a wave of synths and a solemn ending that packs it all together. It feels like looking back on memories of time, How I Learned to Love the Bomb and White Roses continue that questioning of this relationship and if it was ever worth it, whilst On the Run and Lost in the Ocean suggests the kind of escaping from the relationship, getting out of it but still trying to understand it. You're not completely out of the forest yet, you are still in it, but you can see some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. This album is an interesting way to look at relationships on the inside and outside, how you can look back on it and feel happy but also feel pain, knowing it should end, knowing if there was even ever love at all, and then ending it but still not feeling 100% right. Relationships and love is never simple, and there's never any sort of absolutes or right or wrongs on how it should go, and I think I Can't Make You Feel Love Again, the album, really does well at explaining that. Very fun and flirty album, 2000s pop group inspired. Feels mature to have that flirtatious attitude, but also feels like a diary filled with like love notes and sticker notes and stickers and glittery gel pens and photos of friends as well. Each song has a presence of just pure sweet love and the feeling when you have a crush for the first time, but this time there's an experience, there is a confidence to it. It kind of has the same air to like something in a weird way to What Is Love, and its style and stuff, but again, you can hear Twice's maturity, and it's more be kind of like, this is not my first time, by the way. I know what I'm doing, I know how I feel, and I know what's right for me, and I'm going for it, and I love that so much. Each song just has that amazing presence to that. I also love the magical aspect of the album. With it being released in December, it has a sparkly, glittery feel to the album. Obviously, the song Magical being a Christmas song kind of helps there. Strategy is an amazing song, probably talked about it in my comeback. It's so fun. I love the chanting bits. The Megan feature is amazing. Momo just slays. Like, she is like the owner of this era for me. She is so good at that. Kiss My Troubles Away, Like It Like It, are really overt love songs which talk about how I am ready for this, I've got you now, and this is what you need to do for me and what I'm going to do for you. Same with I Like It Like It. It has that flirty feeling again that you got songs from like songs like Queen of Hearts and Basics from That Talk album. Then you continue with Sweetest Obsession and Keeper, which is pure just love and fun. It has that real Twice pop from the early days feeling to it, but again updated to now, so it feels so natural. And Magical, of course, closes the album not really as a ballad, kind of in the same way, just a bit slower, but has that Christmas feeling which just closes the album perfectly. Twice just know how to bring it to mini albums, and once again they did so well. Oh, aespa mini albums released in autumn, You Will Always Be Famous. Following in the footsteps of the great Savage mini album and the great Drama album as well, Whiplash is hard-hitting, sleek and confident, and works with aespa's style so well. It mixes aespa's electronic and futuristic sounds with just a simplistic dance theme as well. Whiplash, as already mentioned, elite, amazing, too good, makes so much sense. Like, Armageddon and Supernova were already just kind of like aespa winning, and then this Whiplash is just like their victory lap. It's such an amazing mini album. Whiplash just shows that as well. Kill It's learning that was supposed to be, I think, a title track at some point. I think it was going to be the title track that Drama was going to be. It's interesting. I think Kill It could have been a good title track, but I'm also glad they kept Drama's title track and of course Whiplash. But Kill It is still incredibly strong. It has that gritty, nasty, rough feeling, which sounds really weird, but aespa does that so well and stuff like I'm Like You Cry in Mine and Set the Tone, as mentioned earlier, and just continues really well with that theme. Flight's Not Feelings is running away from any sort of feelings of love and romance because you just don't want to be that vulnerable. But it has this kind of, you have that kind of flighty, whimsical attitude to it, but it's been dragged down by some sort of sadness as well, which just makes it a really beautiful song to listen to. Pink Hoodie though is just a fun bop. It feels almost NCT adjacent with the kind of like abstract sound and lyrics as well, but it's fun, but also, and it makes sense with aespa's sound and style. Flowers and Just Another Girl again continue this weirdly sad and solemn theme. Flowers as well just feels incredibly mysterious and has that allure that just brings you in really well. It's sultry and quite unnerving, but works well with the girls' beautiful voices. aespa has just such a good vocal range and they sound so soft and almost siren-like on this track. It's so good. Just Another Girl is probably one of their better ballads to end an album. It has a real good sense of what it's doing and why it's there. And this album is, again, so good. Great mini album. And I kind of like its lack of cohesivity. Obviously, its cohesivity for me comes through the kind of like dark underbelly of most of those songs, but the songs also have such a variety of sound and lyrics that it really shouldn't make sense together, but it does. It's such a good mini album. Nasty, gritty, raw and sweaty. None of those words should ever be said in succession again, but those are the correct words to describe how good of a mini album 8 is. Each time Stray Kids releases a new album, you can just hear the growth of production and performance. Chick Chick Boom's reggaeton and Latin pop influence creates this infectious beat that keeps pumping throughout and builds an incredible foundation for the members to work with. The beat is just too good. Mountains is another banger opener. The power and confidence of the song reflects on the current success of Stray Kids and how far they've grown. Jam is another example of Stray Kids' experimental style really working. It's supposed to be a fun song, quite hype with an obnoxious beat, and that word may seem negative, but it's really not. It's in the best way possible. Stray Kids just knows how to work weird and abstract sounds into songs and make them good, and that is a talent you cannot buy. Sometimes different electronic sounds cannot work at all, but Stray Kids knows how to work with it and create really good music. I Like It is such a charming song that has such a good pace and structure to it, along with another infectious melody and the variety of tones in the members' voices. It's one of the greatest B-sides on this album, and it's so fun to listen to every time. Runners and Stray Kids sit in a beautiful drum and bass table with a touch of sentimental spirit, being quite a reflective song. Being literally called Stray Kids, it really reminds me of something they probably would have released in their first year, on something like their Elevator mixtape or anything like that. It really feels like they are really pausing to look back to see how far they've come, because they have blown up so much ever since they started, and even since something like God's Menu, they have come so far, and sometimes it's great just to sit there and just really appreciate how far they come and appreciate themselves as a group. group. Twilight is a beautiful, subtle song, perfect for late nights, the times you need to pause, reminisce, and let your mind wander and see where it goes. It kind of reminds me of Collision a bit, which I really enjoyed last year. It's beautiful and all the members get to show off their amazing vocals. Stray Kids is really known for these powerful, electronic, massive sounding songs, but I think what often goes underappreciated is their more softer, subtle songs that have so much beauty and so much care to them as well. Another really solid mini album for Stray Kids, just showing their growth in production and skills as well, and their growth in performance. I'm just so proud of them and where they are. Wow, this is one of ITZY's best albums they have done, giving Crazy in Love a run for its money. Top tier. This has some top tier production as well, with the electronic sounds, the synths of it all as well, the amazing uses of instruments in this. It's just an album that fits together so well and is just so listenable as well. Obviously, when I talk about the non-solo songs on this album, I'm talking about the OT5 versions of them, the ones with Leah in. The album feels dark, with heady synths, bouncy electronic beats and powerful vocal performances. Born to Be is a massive hit to start off the album, high energy throughout, so fiery. Mr. Vampire is such an eccentric and quirky take that feels something from early ITZY, but the production sounds so light and airy and quite magical. Just Mr. Vampire just kind of me completely shocked. I was not prepared for songs sounding like it, and it's just my favourite of the album. It's so good. And of course Untouchable just killed it. I've talked about the song and I think the rest of the songs on my comeback video. Untouchable was elite. It's so good. It was such a good idea to have the members solo songs as well, and they were also good. The solo songs matched the girls so well and worked amazingly. And then Dynamite and Escalator are also really fun songs and great additions to the album, which rounds it off perfectly. Just feels like ITZY hit the right mark with this one. It's everything they're good at, but it's really ups so much more. It is an amazing album. ITZY should be really proud, and I definitely am of them. This is the album when MX became completely fully formed. They proved that they can do their unique MX pop with those change-ups and sounds and abstract beats, as well as classic pop music with just amazing B-sides as well. Sunya is a great pre-release. It has this like weird post-apocalyptic vibe as well, and it feels weird. It has that abstract sound, and I know it's weird and it leads into that, and that's why it's so fun. It's catchy with the repetition as well. Dash, as mentioned, is brilliant. I love the change up so much. It makes sense, the fact that these girls have amazing vocal performance during the hip-hop section, and the more vocal heavy section means MX. They have some of the best vocals in the industry in my opinion. The B-sides are amazing. Run for Roses is intense and emotional and beautiful. It's one of my favourites on this album. Boom is really fun. Again, it's got a bit of a mix-up during the chorus as well. Passion Fruit, it's fun. It's quite celebratory. Passion Fruit is a really fun B-side as well. That's incredibly catchy. XOXO, another beautiful lo-fi subtle song that has amazing vocal moments. And then you have Break the Wall, a powerhouse to end the album. Just, it's so good. It's such an amazing album, and it's a moment when I saw MX as not just another pretty good girl group, but they were kind of in a league of their own when it comes to music, and my god, do they keep proving it every day. The fact this came out at the start of the year in 2024, yet it's still maintained throughout as one of the best albums of the year. Yeah, MX just have it. Okay, so I know we mentioned the Wicked album earlier as a movie soundtrack. Obviously, it has singing and songs in it, so it makes sense. And normally I was kind of like, not mention too many soundtrack albums because I've, already mentioned them. Well, turns out there was a soundtrack album so good in 2024 that I just had to include it on the list. I couldn't not talk about it. It's the motherfucking Challenges soundtrack. Challenges is one of my favourite films of last year. The soundtrack for it blew me away. But I just didn't realise that soundtracks could be this insanely good. Hearing this in the cinema for the first time was a heavenly experience. It just fits the vibe of the film so well. And then you have other tracks like Yeah 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 and Stopper and Brutalizer, and then you have the subtle tracks as well. With Lullaby, you have Final Set, you also have The Signal, amazing. It's so fun, it's fresh and unique, and has that amazing spring summery feel as well. This is also the soundtrack I listen to so much when I do my revising studying for my essays, and it just works so well. This stands out, and that's why I love it so much. Challenges, You Will Always Be Famous, you were my favourite soundtrack of last year. To finally get a Jin solo album after waiting so long, you know, being there for Astronaut, seeing him go away and then coming back and then having it just really felt like a hurdle was reached, and it felt so good. As someone whose favourite solo songs from the BTS albums were Jin's, with Moon, Epiphany and Awake, I was so excited for this album when it was announced. I knew he would deliver. His voice is one of my favourites ever, and Happy did not disappoint. This album does reflect its name. Happy is full of positive affirmations, love, and just appreciating life around you. Running Wild and I'll Be There really sum up this. Running Wild, celebrating that free and liberating feeling with the person you love. I'll Be There, affirming someone you care for, that you just will be by their side no matter what. That pop rock and pumping bass in those songs keep that high energy throughout and really creates that amazing feeling. Falling and Another Level heighten stakes a bit with the melodies they create, and they just have such an emotive response as well. Another Level's massive Don't Be Scared and the kind of vocal effects as well, it just creates this whole massive painting of like a theatrical performance. I'm amazed at Jin's vocals on this track and just how much it goes for. Falling is a little bit more subtle. The way it's formed together is just beautiful, and the whistling at the start is kind of like built up throughout, but it has this amazing emotion throughout that keeps you there and keeps you wanting to listen more. I Will Come to You is a perfect piano ballad to end the album, but again, it's just that affirmation. It's the message being like, I will always be there for you. Great use of Jin's higher register, and it's just a beautiful song. And of course, Heart on the Window. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that BTS is my favourite artist of all time and my favourite boy group of all time. My second favourite artist of all time and my favourite girl group of all time is Red Velvet. You can probably imagine when I woke up and found out the news that Wendy was going to be on Jin's album on a song. It might be one of the best collaborations ever. Heart on the Window is one of those songs I kind of knew I'd gonna love no matter what. When you have two of my favourite voices ever that I never thought would be on a track together, but I've been manifesting for years that Jin and Wendy hopped on a track like this. Heart in the Window is phenomenal. It gets stuck in my head all the time and it's beautiful. I kind of love the Peter Pan-esque vibe to it. The kind of leaving your heart in the window, having your heart in your sleeve, having your emotions open and vulnerable. A window is always quite a romantic metaphor. It's, you're kind of looking out to the vast world and it's about opportunity, it's about the horizon, but there is a glass right there kind of separating you from it, so you can see everything, you can almost touch it, but it's this invisible wall right in front of you. It's about love, it's about almost love, it's about almost there reaching out to get it, but knowing it can't be there fully yet, it's not fully tangible. But what I can do is I'll leave my heart here for you. I can't believe it exists. Jin and Wendy's voice works so well on this. I just, as an ARMY love, like, this was the biggest win in the history of man for me. You can probably tell I liked it. This whole album was just beautiful and uplifting, and it just greatly represented Jin's amazing voice and personality and attitude. This uplifting album is something that was really needed. I'm so glad that at least every single BTS member has at least one solo album. It was December, almost the end of the year. We're almost at 2025. I thought I already had my album choices ready. Clearly I didn't. I discovered more, but that's not the point. Stray Kids, hi. And thank God they did, because oh my God, is Hop an amazing album. Walking on Water, amazing. Amazing hip-hop influence, amazing style, such an amazing melody throughout, and the composition of the entire song works brilliantly. Bounce Back is insane. It's so powerful. Its energy, it just holds its energy throughout. Stray Kids are so good with like the singing, chanting thing and the kind of like compressed voice as well. Bounce Back is such an amazing song. And then you have You, which is a bit more soft, it's a bit more emotive, it's got more of a kind of like electronic drop to it, but Tableau is also an amazing feature on it. And then you have the solo songs. Oh my God, I thought the solo songs on Stray Kids Replay were good. These have upped them so much. They're all so completely different. They just feel like Stray Kids evolved. They're all so different, but they represent the members so well. It's really hard to choose favourites because they're all so good, but if I have to choose favourites from that, it'd probably be Youth, So Good, and As We Are. But again, they're all amazing. It's one of those albums where it's kind of like, I just can't believe it exists. It's like so good. I'm so glad it does. Thank you, Stray Kids, for another amazing album. I just discovered this album on a whim. I just saw someone on my Twitter timeline be like, hey, this is out. I was like, I'm gonna listen to it. And I did, and thank God I did, because oh my God, this album is amazing. It's insane. This album's actually insane with how good good it is. Magdalena Bay, I am so annoyed I have never heard of you before this. Imaginal Disc is one of the best albums I've discovered in the past year. The production of this album is the highlight. It's experimental, it's magical, it's also got pop perfection as well. It's like I've never heard an album that's just full on. I just go into it and I just understand exactly what it's trying to say to me. And I just also love when albums just kind of like let the instrumental, let the production speak for itself and just lets you absorb it as a listener, and you just get to escape through it as well. The main vocals that Mika gives to this album, beautiful. She has such a beautiful voice. It's angelic, but there's also quite unique. Favourite songs I'm going to have to pick out: Death and Romance, Image, Tunnel Vision, Love Is Everywhere, That's My Flaw. Really, please do listen to this album if you love pop, if you love psychedelic funk, if you like disco, if you like synth, basically if you like just any good pop music, you'll love this album. It's so good. I mean, at this point, what can you say about Brat that no one else has talked about? Brat is a cultural moment. It was the cultural moment of last year. Brat Summer, all the memes, what it is to be Brat. Everyone, whether you were a listener of Charlie or not, was on the Brat hype train. I love how this both goes for kind of like, this is just talk about partying, going to talk about that life and not caring, just having fun and living that Brat lifestyle, but also have songs like Sympathy is a Knife, I Might Say Something Stupid, and Girl So Confusing, and I think about it all the time. So I, as well, have so many sentimental lyrics and like deep personal things Charlie talks about. It's really introspective of her life and where she is, but then you just have bangers, club classics, Talk, Von Dutch, Rewind, Apple back to back, and then obviously 360 and 365 kind of opening and closing the album is so clever. It's Brat. What more can I say about it? It was such a good album all year. It has not got old. I don't know, my favourites change all the time, but if I have to pick three, I'll probably pick Von Dutch, Girl So Confusing, and probably Sympathy is a Knife. But again, this album is amazing. You know what, there's sometimes in life where you just have to wait for the moment for everything to just go right and things will just click in place for you and everything will work out. It's insane how everything just worked for Sabrina Carpenter last year and how she is now flourished into one of the biggest pop stars right now, when she's been grinding and working for this ever since like 2014, 2015. Sabrina just kind of hit at the right place. Her style, her attitude, her performance, her character, her charisma, the music, everything came together perfectly at once. And here we have Short and Sweet. What an amazing album. Taste opening up song as the lead track of the album is beautiful, and the music video that came along with it is so good. I think Sabrina just understands the kind of like performance of camp and being like putting on a character and going for it, but also having this sense of humour, which is so good. You see it in like Good Graces, Coincidence, Bed Chem is amazing. Coincidence I really think is such an underrated song. It's one of my favourite. It has this kind of like summery country feeling with the amazing instruments in there as well. It's got that snark, you know, what a surprise, your phone just died, your car drove itself from LA to her thighs. It just kind of hits. Beautiful vocal performance talking about love, but then also talking about kind of your old exes and having that kind of resentment towards them, but using that resentment to kind of bring that snarkiness and humour to it, and it works so well. I think what Sabrina just works so well with is her lyricism, how she writes, her humour, and how she performs it. And then you have really earnest songs like Dumb and Poetic, Juno, and then Lighter Girls and Don't Smile on that last run. Juno is just so real, it's so beautiful. It's just that song that just has everything that worked for me the best. Lighter Girls is definitely the most emotionally vulnerable on that, as well as Don't Smile, which ends the album in such a beautiful kind of like night lo-fi way. This album is just so fun, and all of it together has this amazing confidence and character that Sabrina owns so well. It was a surprise, but I'm so glad it was. Yeah, she's amazing. Finally, I can say Grammy Album of the Year winner Beyonce, and this is the album that finally got her the award. Cowboy Carter is monumental. It's pushed the country genre into something completely new, challenging it with mixing it with other sounds and other genres, but also questioning what genre it is and how it defines people by putting them in boxes. It's also an album that should be listened top to bottom. It has a lot of shorter songs which acts as interlude, a lot of kind of just spoken word pieces as well. The transitions like Renaissance are absolutely insane, but also has amazing long moments of pure country ballads that Beyonce's vocals obviously just own and are beautiful on. I love how long these songs are as well. They really hold time to really express itself and push it to its limits instead of, you know, feeling cut off like a lot of other pop songs that are only like 2 minutes long. Just the variety of sounds on this album. You have opera, you have pop, you have rap, you have hip hop, you have disco, you have electronic synth, you have dance, you have amazing collabs with Miley Cyrus and Shaboozey, Post Malone as well, and Dolly Parton, of course, being on here. I love this album so much. It's just brought so many good memories and good times as well. There's so many songs I could pick as favourites. I'd probably pick Bodyguard, Most Wanted, Yeah Yeah Yeah, those are the first ones that come to my mind, but all of these are so good. Beyonce just has it. I just can't wait to see what she does next, and yeah, Cowboy Carter, you're amazing. I don't know if this is controversial, but I low-key think Eternal Sunshine might be Ari's best album. After so many years of stuff going on, and this obviously being released after Wicked film, but obviously Wicked had not been released yet, there was so much to say on this album, and oh my god, it is incredibly introspective, incredibly vulnerable, but so beautiful. I love the production on this album so much. It is beautiful, it is heavenly, it is just lit in this golden hue throughout, and but it's full of that kind of like recovery of the other side. Like, you've been through everything, and whilst you can still see the battle scars, they are now healing, and you can just feel yourself coming back to life again. The intro, End of the World, is just a beautiful question. It is a beautiful song, but it's full of questioning, how can I tell I'm in the right relationship? Does anybody actually know that? Into Bye, when you're like, bye. It's the breakup song. It's kind of like the confidence of after you realise the breakup was right and getting rid of that person was correct. Into Don't Want to Break Up Again, which feels like it's reversing on that as well. You kind of know this thing has to end, but you're still questioning if it's right or not, if you want to even go through that again. Eternal Sunshine, and then Supernatural. It's just beautiful. Eternal Sunshine obviously being titled after the album as well, referencing Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Again, it's beautiful and it feels reminiscent, but you still feel that pain, you still feel that sadness as well. And then Supernatural is a heavenly song. It just feels so magical and just so light, and it feels like you're floating. It just feels like it's just such a beautiful song to get lost into. True Story, In the Boy's Mind, yes, and it just kind of like goes back. Ari just has this confidence in it. You know, people have been saying this shit, which is not true, but you know what, can't be asked, you know what, I might as well feed into it. Boy's Mind is incredibly confident, being like, no, it is a kind of like, I want it, and I'm gonna get it. And I love that. And Yes And being the amazing pre-release of the track, which kind of feels like a standout because its dancehall and like energetic approach is kind of on the album, but not as much, but it feels right where it is. Then you have We Can't Be Friends, which feels like a gut punch. This is a true Eternal Sunshine inspired. It's beautiful, it's solemn. I think it has Ari's best vocal performance on this album. It's just amazing, and the music video that accompanies it is so good. Imperfect for You is beautiful. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Point of View, being kind of like, you understand my imperfections, you understand my flaws, but you also kind of love that about me, and that is so incredibly important. And then you end with Ordinary Things, which kind of feels like quite an open ending. It's kind of like how we reached a point understanding relationships, breaking up with this person and finding someone else, and what feels right in terms of like relationships and stuff. And it's not clear, and I think it's a perfect way to end this album. It's full of emotion, it's full of highs and lows, it's always full of questioning. This album questions so much about everything, trying to make sense of your actions, the other person's actions, and what it means. And sometimes it's fine not to have any sort of answers to it. Not everything's black and white, not everything is going to be absolute at the end, and it's fine to not know that. This album has a cyclical structure which really again emphasises kind of like how complicated relationships and human minds are. And there is no one answer of how to deal with things or go about things. You can mess up, you can make mistakes, but they shouldn't be all end-alls of who you are, what you do. I love this album so much. Ari just reached a place where it just hit in the right thing, and whatever she does next, I will be there for it. I'm so proud of her, and this album just shows how amazing she is for me. This feels quite bittersweet to me because I'm recording this currently in April after the news has come out that Yeri and Wendy are leaving SM to find other companies to go out for their solo work. They're still under SM when it comes to being in group as Red Velvet, so Red Velvet is still a thing. But whatever happens, Cosmic will always have a special place in my heart, and if it is the last one for a while, it's a beautiful one to kind of end that chapter. Cosmic, the song itself, is my favourite comeback of the year. It's full of love, it's full of energy, it just feels like a bright sky full of beautiful stars and constellations and beautiful planets, everything just screaming love. And it really reflects the kind of like absolute power and care Red Velvet have, and it is a beautiful song. It's just, I just love Cosmic so much. Sunflower is a bright light, again blooming up like a sunflower, it kind of similar to Like a Flower in that way, but for that summery feel as well. Last Drop is heavenly. It's the best of the best when it comes to Red Velvet. It has that R&B influence, it has that solemn, subtle vibe that you feel like you would have on a summery night as well. And like every single song on this album, it just feels perfect. They feel so fully rounded and so understood of what it wants to be. Same with Love Arcade, On a Ride's twin sister. It's fun, we can play the game the right way. What the hell does it mean? Who knows? But I just love it. It's got the game, it's got that kind of like 8-bit sound that Red Velvet does really well, but it keeps throughout, but again it's matured in the way that fits so well with what the girls are doing. Bubble, the synth, the disco of it all, it's magical, it's glittery, it has this whimsy. It feels like, you know, you're wandering, you're stumbling through a forest at night during midsummer, and then you see like fairies dancing around you. That's how this album feels. That's what this album feels like. It's that kind of like one magical moment at night that just captures everything, and you know, whilst that moment won't last forever, it's the most important thing that's ever happened to you. And then you end on Night Drive, which probably sounds really good if you're on the car at night. Again, beautiful. It's insane how Red Velvet just seep into these songs so beautifully and just understands how to present the song. The night is never going to end on this drive, and as long as we're together, it's going to be good. This Cosmic album, it's just full of confidence, full of reassurance, it's full of that affirmation. It's beautiful. It's like you're getting coated in this warm hug of reassurance and just living in this magical moment for a second. I love Red Velvet. They're always going to be one of my favourite artists ever, no matter what. I'm excited to see what happens next, and I will always be there for all the members no matter what they decide to do. I don't think I'll ever be able to put into words how much this album means to me. It is beautiful. I discovered Rachel, I think, April of 2024, and I just found Never Need Me, and that song stuck with me. That song on this album is beautiful, pop rock, perfection, an amazing breakup song where you reach the lightning in a tunnel and you feel that liberation of not needing that person anymore. It's a kind of like fuck you album, but it's so warm and it's so exciting to the singer itself. There is not really any resentment, just more just kind of like, you know what, I hope you miss me. And that song just led me on to the rest of Rachel's discography, and then waited for this album to come out, and this album is insane. If you're not listening to Rachel Chinariri, you better be doing this after it. She is an upcoming artist everybody should be looking at right now. And What a Devastating Turn of Events is probably one of my favourite debut albums I've ever heard. It's beautiful, it has so many good perspectives and relationships of devastating moments in the life. I mean, what a devastating turn of events. Beautiful lyrical storytelling. It feels incredibly sarcastic at some points, but it also withholds this beautiful emotion and understanding as well. Rachel just has this amazing way of writing lyricism, which just has just such great storytelling and visual imagery as well. Garden of Eden is a slow, beautiful opening where Rachel uses her voice as background sounds to create this soundscape of a beautiful garden. It is weird because it feels hopeful, but it also feels sad as well. I think those are really the two themes of this album. You have songs of hope and beauty and life, and then you have songs of such sadness and grief, just told in such a profound way that it just really sticks with you. The Hills is amazing. The Hills is so good. It's got that proper rock energy to it, but it's slow and it feels like it just should be a slow ballad, but Rachel just understands the power in those instruments and what it means. The Hills know that you don't belong here. It's almost threatening, but it's just done in such a really weirdly affirming way. All I Ever asked, which is kind of popping off right now, it's so catchy, it always gets stuck into my head. It is what it is, so funny. Is he okay? Like, he's actually okay. Again, Rachel has also just some amazing like spoken moments as well. It's funny. It has the kind of like funny of like, what the fuck is this person doing? Like, what am I supposed to do? It has that perfect British kind of like awkward humour of like, what the hell is going on? on. What Dating States in 10 events, as mentioned. Harrowing storytelling. Robbed is a song that makes you cry every time. It's the lyricism, it's the storytelling of this album. Again, it's one of those albums like Cowboy Carter that should be listened to in chronological order because it tells such a beautiful story and journey. Pockets. That song has really grown on me so much in the past year. It's one of those songs I enjoyed, but for some reason the past couple months it's hit me like a fucking brick. I think out of every song on this, Pocket is the song that gets me most in terms of its lyrics. Same with So My Darling. Maybe it's also because I have seen Rachel live twice as well, and hearing these songs live and really feeling it and getting these emotions is beautiful. She is an amazing performer. She's also just a really lovely person as well. If you like pop, if you like rock, if you like alt, if you like R&B, you will like this album. I think you would like this album no matter what. It is amazing. One of the best debut albums ever. This is a person everybody should be watching and listening to right now. Every time I have to talk about anything to do with this album, I just don't know what to say because it's just reached a level of just kind of like, I just love this album so much, and if I want to talk about it, I need to like do a full deep dive when I literally analyse every single part of it and talk about how much I like it. Honestly, it was one of those years where normally I know one album that's always going to be at the top of the list. This took a long time to make because I generally didn't know which album to put first. I always had an inkling that this album would be first. There's also something to this album that speaks to me so profoundly on a level and continues from his previous work as well and everything. And that album is Right Place, Wrong People by RM. I'm gonna say this right now, and it could change, but I like making big statements because it's fun. This is probably my favourite solo album to come out of Chapter 2. Very close though, like a very close margin between this and Face. I don't know what third place is, let's leave it there. Namjoon, I Need to See Your Mind because it's so fucking good. This album is so introspective, it's so profound. If Indigo was Namjoon looking back on his 20s and trying to find sense of stuff that's happened, not only as a person but going through the motions of being in BTS and everything, the whole whirlwind of that just happened, and understanding that and coming to the end of understanding yourself. Right Place, Wrong People feels like an analysis of how he is in the world and basically kind of being like, this is who I am and this is how I feel and I'm not going to hold back. It's an understanding of yourself and now you want to basically say to everyone else how you feel about that. There is talking about relationships, it's talking about love, it's talking about friendships, it's talking about your place in the world. It's funny, but it's also incredibly heartbreaking. It is so real. The production and composition of so many of these songs are so fun to listen to. You can clearly hear where Namjoon gets his inspirations from, but he has his own amazing perspective, his own amazing idea of what he wants that he just knows. Come Back to Me being the pre-release. It feels a pre-release, but it's also the last song on the album. The only person I think of who also did this was James Marriott, because he pre-released Don't Blame Me before his album came out, and that was the last song on the track. Come Back to Me being the last one on the track that being released for almost suggests me like, I want you to know that this is where I'm at right now. Come Back to Me is the first thing on the show because it's where I'm at right now. When you end with it, you understand the journey from, understand where I'm going to end up, so this is how I got there. What I love about this album, I think, is the amount of anger and raw emotions Namjoon show. Nuts, Out of Love, Domodachi, Groin, Lost, Around the World. There's just so much pure emotions in it, and I think the anger is so warranted as well. Some of my favourites, I love every song on this album. You have Heaven and Lost and Around the World, which are beautiful, booming letters of emotion that are soaring and you feel right in your spirit as well. You have Nuts and Domodachi and Groin, which are feel like fun and satirical songs but have such an underbelly of anger, which I love so much. I love the style that Namjoon has brought so much, and you do see in his other songs, especially in his first mixtape, which I know he hasn't talked about for a long time, but his first mixtape in 2015, you do feel that essence of it, and you just throughout his work, from his self-titled RM mixtape in 2015 to Mono to Indigo to this and all of his other solo songs in between, part of BTS or not, you see the growth, but you also see how it's the same person throughout. This album, I just don't really see anything else topping this for a while. It's such a beautiful album. I wish I could talk so much about this. I think there's so many other people have talked how good this album is. This album has got so much critical acclaim to a level that was so deserved. All I can say is basically saying this is my favourite album of the year, I think should let you know how much this album meant to me. I want to do a video on this one day. 2024 has been such an amazing year for music and albums, and I'm so glad that I have been able to discover so many new different artists and really engage with them. I have enjoyed this year so much. All these albums, the top 30, the honourable mentions, the other albums I've not mentioned, mentioned that I really enjoyed have meant so much to me, and I hope that me kind of struggling to even talk about how much I like them kind of shows you how much I like them. Please listen to all of them. If you kind of like the sound of any of these albums that I talked about on here, go listen to them. If you have watched this, thank you. I am so sorry that this is so late in the year again. Please let me know what your favourite albums of 2024 were as well. There was then, I think there was so many to choose from, but I'm glad of the list I made up in the end. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you do. And yes, I really appreciate you all being here, and have a great day.